right. Yes. Sorry. I was looking out the window.
You're looking out the window, and you notice that there were servant quarters for the field workers. However, they are all currently very patiently, if a tad anxiously, waiting for various ferries to go back and forth between the island to take them off the island.
Almost as if something happens at night, she thinks, and then dismisses that.
Almost.
Yeah. And then she wonders what's for dinner. So yeah, she's freshening up, getting herself situated, making sure Raven's got everything she needs in her little closet.
Yeah, what's Raven up to?
I recommend that it's been a long day of riding. You should, take advantage and freshen up.
Yeah.
And while you're distracted getting clean in the bathroom or whatever, I am looking around to see if there's anything of interest.
The mansion proper, or like this room?
Probably first one, then the other. I don't know how long it takes. One to freshen up in
Yeah,
the olden times.
probably definitely enough for you to look around the room. I would say she'd probably be out because people are expecting her within 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
You give the room a good once over, and there doesn't seem to be anything. There's like paintings and stuff on the wall, but no secret compartment.
No pirate treasure.
No pirate treasure.
It was here all along.
Damn it.
You turn a piece of paper over and it says friendship, and you go, oh, of course.
Yeah.
And then don't know.
I don't know about that. But yeah, the room's not terribly suspicious.
And so the guy we're working for, he's one of like the actual princes.
Yeah,
he's a big shot.
Big wig.
Okay.
Well, he's the littlest of the big shots, but he's a big shot.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think I really have anything interesting. Like, it was, yeah, you should go clean up, and then I was like, all right, let me look around this room. Damn it, nothing of interest here. Okay. Then, like, do I have enough time to get into trouble?
Mayhaps. It all depends if Elena drags you to dinner or not, because they're more than happy to send up food for the servant.
Yeah, Elena will be functioning under the assumption that Raven will come with, unless Raven specifically tells her, no, I'll stay here. But she'll be fine with that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a dirty street urchin. I'm not passing up a meal. That would be crazy talk.
So, down we go to dinner. How healthy did Madame Hortensia look?
Ooh, she is very healthy.
Vital.
Doesn't look like she works out. Like, not that type of healthy. Unlike Ornella. But she's an older woman. She's like in her 40s, but she looks pretty good. All her hair's white, though.
Wow. Elena will assume it's hereditary. So yeah, she descends the stairs. She thought about not bringing her notebooks to the table because she knows in a diffuse way that's rude, so she settled on bringing a small notebook with some of the more important stuff.
Like a reporter notebook?
As opposed to the entire bound pile.
Very kind.
That probably makes up half her luggage.
You are greeted. Only people at dinner are Lady... Dang it.
Sibylla.
Lady Sibylla. Ornella, you, and your servant. What's her face?
Yeah, that one.
Girl.
So, yeah, how's their silverware? No, I'm just kidding.
You will notice as you're going down, it seems like their windows and front door and whatnot, all non-key personnel that were here when you entered the estate earlier this late afternoon, are now gone. There's guards and stuff, and they're locking their, battening up the hatches, as it were.
So Elena is looking at this, and something is ticking in her head, and she says in a diplomatic kind of tone, it's such a pity to see those wonderful housing you have on your farms not getting much use.
Oh yes, it's unfortunate, but under the full moon, the spirits tend to harass anyone who's not within the mansion. So
Goodness.
I have to send my servants away for one night a month.
I wasn't aware that, I'm sorry if I had been aware this was such a momentous occasion. She totally would have come, so she stumbles a bit and recuperates by saying, and then, was there ever any sight of that Whitebeard? I heard that he had been sighted as a ghost, but I had no idea it was a monthly occasion.
Yes, we try to keep that information very, very quiet, because it'd ruin my reputation if it ever got out. But yes,
Well, your secret is certainly safe with me.
He seems to be the leader of these ghosts. I've spotted him on several occasions, though he dares not come within the mansion. And I'm sorry for not telling you about it. It's just that these nights are pretty scary, and I enjoy having company around.
Well, it certainly would be tough to bring up in a letter. I do have to say, while I am glad the Beneficus and Theus will keep this mansion safe, why is the mansion the untouchable?
And she tells you that parts of this mansion are actually made out of the boat that got stranded.
Elena gasps. This is getting better.
200 years ago, when his ship crashed in the marsh nearby, after that whole debacle was over and his crew died tragically, my ancestors used that readily available wood as any industrial Vadache would, and created this beautiful mansion from it. And
Elena nods
and having that as a totem so closely connected to their spirits has kept them away.
Well, I mean, that's unfortunate but terribly exciting sounding. I should almost hope that I should get a glimpse of him. I'll keep my eye on the window before I take my repose, take my nap. And if they had access to his ship, surely the treasure must have been on it.
Surely, but
Pick up a treasure.
you just been consuming that. They cooked you up something that had the peppers in it, so it's some spicy food today. She goes, surely, but in their greed they ventured out into the marsh to hide their treasure, and that was their downfall. They never returned.
Ah. Well, I mean, never returned in body.
Unfortunately true.
So I can certainly understand why you have reticence about this. But I have to admit, it's a little exciting for me. I haven't really had a encounter with a proper ghost, other than that jaunt with the vampire. Oh,
Oh, please tell me about that.
yeah, I assume she's going to relate the tale over dinner with suitable courtesy shown to the fact that Theodore dead. Because Alistair is eating here too.
That's right.
Once again, he gets chopped into the shot.
Alistair does exist, that's right.
He's there the whole time. Like a wizard familiar. So yeah.
My, what a brave maid you have.
Certainly.
When they mentioned that certain parts of this building were made out of the boat, did she give any kind of indication as to like what around here might have been?
No, she didn't.
But Elena can ask and probably does.
The kitchen, most of the ground. The kitchen's completely made up of it. Most of the like bottom floors as well.
Makes sense. Wards. So yeah, Elena sneaks a peek down at the floor, sees no ghosts, and goes back to telling her tale.
No, the organs right off his body.
And that was simply the first of what would have been surely a reign of terror if it weren't for the grace of Theus himself.
Indeed, Alistair, you poor man. He shrugs. It happens.
He's going the stoic route.
Yep. He's holding in those man tears.
Yeah. But once he goes to the Inish Moors and fully processes, oh, it will be emotional.
Oh yes. He's gonna rip his shirt off and climb the highest mountaintop and scream.
Oh yeah, for sure. 'Tis the Inish way. And so with that, Elena probably doesn't get to her excited chatter about the panacea. And dinner will probably conclude with that incident unless there is incident. Is there incident?
There's no incident, but would you like a tour of the mansion?
Oh,
Yep.
for sure.
Very well. And she finishes up the last bite of her meal, and
They even put peppers in the dessert.
that's right. That pepper cheesecake was very delicious.
That sounds disgusting. Pepper cheesesteak, cheesecake.
What do you know?
I mean,
You're a peasant.
Pepper chocolate is okay. Yeah. You just
I mean,
don't
this is true.
understand there are fine pellets of nobles.
Go eat a
No,
rat.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And she
No,
tells Ornella to clean up the dishes, and Ornella goes, okay. And so she leads you around it's a 2-story estate, unlike what you've been used to, a lovely 3-story Lucani estate.
Well, they are the Lucanis.
That's right.
This is just Isabella.
And this is like where she lives all the time, not like where he just
Yeah.
lives sometimes.
The summer estate, yeah.
No, the princes are something else.
But she shows you around the library, which has a wonderful collection of books, seemingly an eclectic collection of books as well.
So is there any leading topic from kind of skimming the titles?
No, but it's like half-finished collections.
All over the place.
Yeah.
Alright, not ominous. Any ghost books? Books on ghosteries, occult. No doubt written by Eisens.
I'm afraid not. No.
All right. Well, she will keep that in mind. Um. Yeah.
They've got
I guess.
a newly painted globe that has some of the furthest chartings of the New World to come out yet.
Oh wow, that's very fancy for someone who never leaves their house. Elena doesn't say that, but
It's got the seal of
and gives
the,
it a spin.
like, whatever it's called, Argonian Trading Company.
Yeah, Autobahn.
Autobahn, yeah.
And Elena gives it a spin and is marvels at how well oiled it is.
It doesn't even squeak. It's as if the world itself were turning before you.
Gosh.
Except for that Uncharted part that says, "Here be dragons."
Yes. Well, we can't be without that. After all, there are dragons there.
There are.
You gotta know. You gotta warn people. Yeah. So next room.
Next room is the, like, basically the drawing room that you were in earlier. That's just got some couches and a bunch of
pepper in that chair.
baubles for people to fool around with as they do. You
Yes.
know.
Picking up some of these baubles, do any of them seem like made from a pirate ship?
That is a good thing to look for.
No, not really. They just seem like, cubes of carved wood and stuff like that. Some birds.
Elena will ask if they kept the figurehead.
Ooh. Interesting question. I'll say yes. They did.
Oh, Elena super wants to see that.
The next room is like her sewing room, of which that's the Lucani family that's famous for sewing. Oh well. This is where Ornella does like all the sewing and patchwork and stuff, and hanging above one of the mantles is not like the full figurehead, but definitely the head of
And do its eyes bleed on the full moon?
Of course they do. They're bleeding right now. It has that, and right under it, it has the antebellum, like the placard on the side of the ship.
Yeah, what's the ship's name?
The antebellum.
So, alright, we know that at least. Elena, they probably put a bucket underneath to catch all the ghost blood.
No, it doesn't drip.
So,
It just seems to stream out of her eyes endlessly.
Elena is delighted to see such living evidence of ghostery and is really looking forward to peering out her window tonight. Presumably
Elena,
in a
I'm pretty
white
crossed
nightgown
at you.
because
You didn't tell me this would be a haunted mansion. It is
Well,
I, Alistair. Remember me?
Yeah.
I was here.
I mean, she didn't mention it in her letters. I have to say I'm just as surprised as you, but don't you think it could be incredibly exciting? I mean, contact with the other side. Think of all the people you could... Anyway, wasn't the cheesecake so good?
Yeah, it's great.
But no, Elena assures him with complete honesty she had no idea, but she also does not seem in any way put out by it. So, probably doesn't endear her to him.
Yeah, no, that's
so-
gross and weird, so not paying any
Yeah, I
getting away
wonder
from that.
if you're going to detach yourself during
Well,
the talk.
like I imagine you're all like, "Ooh, this is super cool," and it's like, no, that's not good.
Well, I think only Elena is like, ooh, this is super cool. But she does think, indeed, this is super cool. This is paranormal phenomena, unexplained by science, and yet not explained by magic, therefore acceptable by the Inquisition. Nobody's getting black bagged or burned. Yay!
This is my household. Why are you talking that way? I know you weren't actually talking like that.
Yeah, the Inquisition can get anywhere. Don't underestimate. I'm not going to make the reference. Yeah, so she probably makes quick note of it and considers asking if she can touch and try to get a sample, but then decides, you know what? For once in my life, maybe I'll just keep to making notes from afar.
Hey, how about I
Yeah, activate curious.
yeah, how about I give you a hero point?
Okay. Suddenly she decides, you know what? You didn't get anywhere without going. And with a quick ask for permission that she does not wait to hear the answer for, she reaches out and brushes a hand against the cheek of the figurehead.
I just kind of shudder. Ugh.
Lady Sabella purses her lips. Most distasteful, but she doesn't say anything, and the blood totally comes off on your hand. And...
I do the totally
Taste
a very
it.
scientific kind of. I do not taste it. That would be a moment too far. But she does feel it for the consistency in comparison to with regular blood that she probably has some experience with.
Very watery, most watery, not very thick.
Yeah.
Doesn't smell like blood
not-
either.
Not goop, not ectoplasm. Yeah, so she will wipe her hand off on her handkerchief, and then examine the stain and wash her hand when she gets to the nearest receptacle. But she has satisfied that curiosity.
When you brush it off on your handkerchief, it like diffuses into the fabric very easily.
All right. Yeah. She's considering maybe don't leave the handkerchief in her room. Wait, actually, if it's part of the ship and the ship works as she's keeping that. She's keeping that handkerchief. If you can't take part of the ship with you,
Take part of the ghost blood.
yes,
It's an old saying.
yes, it's.
And, after that display, she asks if anybody'd like to enter the kitchen.
Oh yes, most certainly. So, yeah, the safest place in the house, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. The kitchen is made up completely of the ship. It's very painted, painted, a little bit of plaster over it. But if you broke open, if you scraped off some paint, you'd no doubt see some old wooden shipwork beneath there.
Yeah, Elena's going to ask if they have any contingency plans for fires, because that's just occurred to her. Other than being surrounded by water, I guess.
Yeah, basically. There's a fire team among the workers, but I suppose tonight we have no defense against fire.
She's going to knock on the ship wood 3 times and go, ha ha ha. Not that I believe in such ungodly suspicions.
No, of course not.
I knock on wood 3 times.
Turn around, spit. Do that thing with your hands. Ooh.
Maybe not in the kitchen.
But yeah, they're showing you around the kitchen. There's those cloves of garlic and everything hanging from some rafters. There's the actual kitchen area proper. There's a sink for dishes. Very nice. There's also, an area for like washing clothes and stuff.
And such an array of spices.
Such an array. There's an entire closet, actually, a walk-in closet that has pickled peppers and reserves and stuff like that, and all the spices are in there.
Elena admires that. So,
And that's when you start
Yeah.
hearing the banging on the outside of the house.
ooh.
And Lady
So Elena
Sabella,
will.
she turns a bright red as if embarrassed, and she goes, "Oh, please forgive my hospitality. This is so
Please
embarrassing."
forgive my ghosts.
Yes.
Elena starts at that, but seeing Lady Sabella's interest, reaction tamps down on her interest and assures her that it's of no problem. But perhaps now would be time to turn in.
I would love to find something that is probably made of pirate ship and is small and I could put it in my pocket.
That is a good idea.
Well, you could break off part of the wall. There's that figurehead going on in there. Who knows?
Not the figurehead, that's extra creepy.
Carry that bleeding head around.
Yeah, just hold it in your hands and
Yeah, no thanks.
The ghost would part
Oh.
for
Let
you
it close.
like Moses.
just flick blood at the ghosts.
No.
So yeah, Elena's going to be excusing herself to turn in, but really look out the window.
All right, so you head upstairs. What's Raven up to you? Looking for that piece of pirate ship wood, no doubt.
If it would be something that I had to was looking for all night, because she's like, the ghosts don't come in here because this place is built of their old ship. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, I kind of want a piece of the ship so the ghosts don't bother me, because that sounds like something that would totally happen. Like, what was it, last month? Vampires?
That is true. There is a precedent.
So I don't know if it's actually possible to find a piece of a loose floorboard and get a big splinter or something like that.
Yeah, if you want to, you can for sure totes do that.
Yeah, so just find a loose piece and probably just kind of mess with it for a little bit and break it off.
And then freeze because it probably made a noise. Yeah, like that.
Liar.
On the other hand, there's already ghosts pounding on the walls, so they probably are just like, oh, there they go, creaking the boards again.
Right?
Damn ghosts.
Yeah.
And as you turn in, Lady Sabella says, I'll be up for a few more hours, so if there's anything you need from me, just let me know. I'll be in the library.
Okay. Most certainly, Elena says, and then as soon as the door shuts, she's rushing to the window. Any ghosties?
Oh, yes. At first you're like, oh, the mist has rolled in from the lake. How delightful, but it does not move heavy like mist, and there's hordes of ghastly, spectral figures just chilling out outside. Not really chilling out, they're banging on the windows and
Yeah. Anything of note about do they all look drowned? Do they all look and also is the big dude, is Whitebeard, he leading the charge? Well, I guess they all have white beards, unless they're green ghosts. Does anyone with a big beard seem like he's leading them?
You can't really tell, there's a lot of them that are digging around right now. But why don't you roll a notice for me, eh?
Uh-huh. And that is 3 raise. 330. 3 raises.
Okay. You totally notice Whitebeard there for sure. He has a ghostly scabbard-looking thing. I don't know. This age, it might just be a rapier or something.
Yeah. So she gasps and.
I don't know. It's 200 years ago. He's probably like a Viking dude.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, she gasps, and what is he doing?
Okay. He's got that axe and he's like chopping out the front door, but it's doing no more than the other ghosts, like pounding on the windows or anything.
All right. So
I've got one more question you can ask. Or I've got a free bit of information that I might give you if you want it.
Sure. Yeah. Let's hear it.
Not all the ghosts are pirates.
Whoa. What do they look like?
Some of them look like you'd say old-timey Vodacce farmers, perhaps.
Ah, but not in modern dress.
Not that you can tell.
Curious. So yeah, she's definitely taking note of that. Raises the question why the ship would keep them out. So, you know what? She's going to get a bit more dressed and head to the library.
Okay.
Where are you going?
I've got a question for Madame Sabella. Concerning. Oh, have you looked outside? It's
No.
practically an army out there. This is all just
looks-
terribly fascinating.
Fascinating.
Well, yes.
Just looking back and forth between you and the window without getting any closer to it, like you are insane.
Well, don't you ever wonder what happens after death?
You get stabbed in the heart with a silver sword?
Well, in some cases, certainly. Though I'd call that more undeath. No, I mean, ghosts are an incredible, enigma of science. And like most enigmas, I mean, there's always the temptation to try to solve it.
Or you could just leave them alone.
Well, sure, you could do that to anything. But then you wouldn't be much of a scientist, would you, eh? She pats her on the head.
Do you know what happens
And,
when you leave ghosts alone? They end up haunting your house for 200 years.
That is true.
Right? As long as they keep a
Um,
regular schedule, I don't see the problem.
So, yeah, she's going to tromp down to the library. Or tromp up. I don't know what floor I'm on. Or tromp over, too. Point is, library time.
Point is, the library is being headed towards.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
actually, I think, where we're gonna end the session for tonight. We spent longer in Lord Lucani's house than I was expecting. But
Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
no, it's
Sorry.
completely okay. I think I could turn the tail end of this into quite the adventure. So
I have,
Alright.
I think, one thing I kind of want to do, like, right before, like, if a TV show would make a better, like, end point.
yeah, please.
It's
Right.
like, so Elena kind of goes off and leaves Raven there, and she just like, looks really nervous but curious for a minute, and then goes over and looks out the window and sees the head pirate dude,
Mm-hmm.
and her eyes kind of unfocus, and she gets a little bit of a read off of him.
Yes.
Oh, that is a good place to end it.
And
Such as where his treasure might be.
Maybe.
ooh, that's so good. That's the cliffhanger. I won't tell you what you see, but
That's fine.
Alright.
we're gonna start
I
the
wanted
next
to put.
session with that.
I wanted to
No,
put it
that's
there.
a good ending.
Beautiful. Have a hero point.
Yay.
My cat is currently biting my hand.
They do that. I want to go check out, see what my dogs are doing, actually. So I'm going to.
They're barking at the ghost pirate army.
They would. They would. They would do so bravely and also annoyingly. Like I love that they want to protect me, but
From
not
the
against
undead
people
legions.
who. Well, God, the worst was when my friend came over and they barked at her, and I got them to calm down, and then she went to the bathroom, and when she came out of the bathroom, they barked at her again.
Well, yeah, it's because she
Like
just she
Invader, we
left and
thought
came
you
back.
left, and then you came back, and I was like, really, guys, really, we're gonna do this?
It's
So,
an emotional roller coaster.
you know, I love them. They love me. Perhaps they could love being
Get o-
annoying a little less.
They could get over it a little bit.
Yeah.
B, go ahead and consider the first step of your story fulfilled.
Sweet. I
Dun dun
will-
dun.
You've certainly found leads on it.
That is true. Story. Here we go. Step 1, check. All right. So, see you both Friday. I'm really curious about that cliffhanger. All right. Bye.
Bye.
The are we gonna look for a third or so again, or?
Would you like a third partner in this expedition?
I mean, it is something to consider just because, like, when like she mentioned, she might have some times off coming up in
That's true,
May with
yeah.
school stuff, and it just like I feel like it brings a little bit more of a balance to where what we can do with things because like we're both rubbish at fighting, but
That's
if like
true,
somebody
yeah.
was fighty capable, like there could be things done there. It's a shame that guy never like put forth any effort.
I I know. It's weird. You're a saint, dude. Every time you're like, "Hey, I'm open if you want to make a character." I was like, "You poor baby, he's not making a character." But
And that's fine. But like the first time when he was like, "Oh, I got no idea what I'm doing," it's like, "All right, we can at least offer, and if you don't take the offer, you can't say that it was never there."
yeah, like
Yeah.
even that first week, I was like, "All right, I'm open for a few hours if you want to make anything." And whatever.
Yeah.
I've been on the internet. I've done enough Roll20 sessions to know what's up. So
To get a feel.
yeah. Any questions or suggestions about any feedback for today's session?
I don't like. I started using some of the weird magical things that I don't really quite understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have to do some more reading into that. But it's like with the read thing, I don't know 100% how it goes, just because it's like,
I'll be reading up on it too, so I can like prompt you
Okay.
when I
because it's like,
get opportunity.
because it just says like it takes no hero points or lashes to cast as it would.
Mhm.
In order to use any other power, you have to first hit a target with it.
Yeah, it's like it's like the primer for your combo.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, but it doesn't look like it gives you any. But like then in the Arcana power, it's like you can see the Arcana of others, knowing both their strengths and weaknesses, which is because I took the Arcana minor and major and the minor pull, so it was like okay. But the first part here of the Arcana thing seems like it should be part of the read thing. 'Cause it's just usually like it looks like using read. It doesn't like. Oh no, okay. It's just like I can see all the strands and Arcana for the rest of the scene. But I don't know what the strands in there do.
Oh, would you like to know if it gives you the Arcana? Would you like to know what your employer's Arcana are?
The guy who's making me go behind the back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Not really, but if you're handing it out, I don't see why not.
Right.
Let me find it.
Sure.
It's the Hanged Man and something else. I don't remember what his hubris is.
Oh, he is a nice guy. He's altruistic.
God, where are you, you son of a bitch? Oh, sorry,
'Cause,
that's a different. His virtue is. Let's see. His Arcana's the Moonless Night. He is subtle, and his hubris is bitterness.
Oh, okay. So he's not a nice guy. He's kind of a scumbag.
I guess.
But like a manipulative, like,
Yeah.
because like as much as I want to use, I don't want to make you like every random ass NPC pick a virtue and a hubris for.
Oh, I wouldn't do that. This guy's like an actual villain, though.
Yeah, no, I kind of imagine that, and I also imagine it's going to turn into a situation where he is either going to get sick of waiting for results and do stuff, or is going to make some more direct, like, kidnapping maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
So, at some point, there will be a confrontation.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, I'm kind of being the rogue stealing from the party right now. But,
but
you know,
story.
yeah, and like, she literally has no reason to give a damn about Elena outside of like, you didn't treat me like gutter trash. Okay.
Yep, I figured this would be a good way to get you. To get you like going along with the adventures, at least.
Yeah, because now it's like, okay, you want these bits of paper? Sure. I don't even know. I've probably given him like 4 different, like, just go to the store and buy these grocery lists.
And,
just complete and total useless things.
Yeah. Somewhere someone is like decoding those. Like, what could this possibly? These.
And in reality, it means nothing.
This is a recipe for chive soup.
Damn it!
Stabs him.
But yeah, no. If we could get like little handouts for some of the people in the characters thing that we could pull up.
Yeah, I can do that.
Mostly because I am terrible with names.
Oh, dude.
Especially fantasy names.
Dude, me too. Like, literally every NPC like a GM mentions to me, I'm like, right, and I know him. It's always like, oh, the dude that we set on fire? Right. Gotcha.
Oh, damn it. Okay. He's the flaming guy. Got it. But yeah, no, I'm interested in seeing where things could possibly go, because now it's like, oh, by the way, ghosts. It's like, ah, shit. Because I know the alchemy thing, that's not like the hexwork or anything, is it? It's something completely different.
Yeah, it's different. Different thing.
So I don't remember seeing anything. Because I remember, like, the first time I read it, they were talking about, like, the names of all things for the totally not Vikings with their runes, but I didn't remember seeing any, like, magic trait for that in there.
It's not in the core rule book, but they released the Nations of Thea, and it does have Jormungandr or whatever the nation's called, and they do have
Some of the rune magic.
yeah. I'm gonna stop streaming. Gosh.